Day one of Las Vegas Raiders training camp is in the books, and, obviously that's yesterday, day two starting today. There was a lot of things that caught our eye, a lot of things that we brought to you in terms of breaking news and everything. But the one big thing that I really took away, because we have been saying it all off season. We made videos about it upon video, about the Raiders offensive line. What could this thing finally look like? There's a lot that's going on, but Dylan Parham finally getting the credit he deserves. Reports were from multiple different reporters that he was getting opportunities to start and get some reps in at guard, which was great to see. I think it was with John Simpson as well, or with Simpson, excuse me, that were along that offensive line that he was getting reps with. So, I really think this was kind of a good move. I think this was something that you brought a guy in as a third-round pick. You kind of had an expectation as to what he could do for your franchise right away. But, getting first-team reps or splitting first-team's reps, I believe at left guard with John Simpson, and then finally taking second-team reps at center, behind Andre James. And I'm coming around a little bit. Andre James really came around last year. I'm okay with him starting. I'm sorry, Raiders fans, and plus, I mean, me being a Raiders fan, I'm scarred because bad offensive linemen, specifically bad centers, have always scarred me. Look at the Vikings, for example. Garrett Bradbury, a former first-round draft pick, hasn't gotten it done in, what is it now, 3 years, heading into year 4. Maybe there's a little bit of hope there. Then you go over to Andre James, struggled for a little bit. Then I think it was after week 7, really got it together. So I'm ready to admit that Andre James is our starting center. I'm okay with that. My question is, who's going to start on either side of him? Because you can't tell me that John Simpson has a legitimate chance to start again. Like, John Simpson is good. He is average. I'm okay with him being a backup player. But you brought in Dylan Parham. You drafted him in the 3rd round for a reason. You drafted him for a reason, and that's to come in and start at some point. And I would much rather that be now as opposed to whenever. Again, if he's awful, fine, we know. But there's a lot of other talent on this offensive line, and we've actually shown you guys ad nauseum. So I forgot to update the depth chart here. So yes, I know Dylan Parham's, slide that over to left guard over Denzel Good, because he was taking reps with the backups, because I still think he's coming back from an ACL injury, so he's a name to watch as well. But, obviously, Dylan Parham at left guard. Then you got Andre James at center. Jermaine Illuminar. I think it was actually Lester Cotton. Man, we got to really update this thing. This is what we made before training camp. So we'll update it. I'm sorry. But, just bear with us for a moment. So you got Lester Cotton Sr. out at right guard. And then it was, kind of one of those things where, again, you drafted Dylan Parham to be that guy at guard. And then you got Andre James. And you can't sit here and tell me that it does not make a bit of a lick of difference whoever starts at guard. Yes, it does. Because Andre James, if he's going to play and build off of that second part of 2021, he needs to have the best guards on the team around him, and Dylan Parham is that guy. So I really feel like the Raiders need to focus on developing him, keeping him, because if John Simpson sees the field week 1, I'm going to lose it. I'm just going to lose it. Like, he's average. I think he can be good enough for the Raiders to go where they want to go, but when did we let good enough be the enemy of great? Like, you have to give Dylan Parham a shot. Like, if he sucks, if he's worse than John Simpson, obviously trot John Simpson out and let him do his thing. But at the same time, you are hindering the entire offensive line. You are hindering this offense as to what it can be if you put Dylan Parham on the sideline. Just put this man in at guard. Let him see what he can do. Put him and Denzel Good together. I think, Denzel Good, Andre James, Dylan Parham, it's over. It's over. Then obviously you got to figure out right tackle to Alex Leatherwood or who's ever going to start there, Brandon Parker. Doesn't matter. But the point is, coming back, you have to put yourself in a position to put the best five players on that offensive line on the football field. And I think it starts with putting Dylan Parham at guard, at which point I think he's going to take over as your team starting left guard. And I think it should definitely not be taken lightly. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all of you guys' love and everything. You guys are all awesome. We love every single one of you. Down in the description below, you'll find all of our social media platforms. Give us a like and a follow there. Also remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about Dylan Parham taking over at guard for the Las Vegas Raiders.